welcome back to my channel. I am going to be making some breakfast today using some leftover bread that I have. However, this is also really good for lunch or dinner options. So I'm actually using leftover bread that I've turned into croutons, so to speak. Whenever I have a loaf of bread and I know I'm not going to get to the end, I tear it up. Put it on a sheet tray to dry out overnight or for a couple of days, and then I basically bag it. You can do breadcrumbs very easily, you know, dry it out, pound it out, or if you have a food processor, you can run it through the food processor. But this is going to be another way to use dried up pieces of bread so you don't waste it. This is also a really good method for using up leftover vegetables that you may have in the fridge. So definitely interchange them, you know, use what you have on hand if you'd like. I'm going to show you what I'll be using today, but I have done this in a different way. So I have a couple of eggs that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be whisking that with some milk. The vegetables that I've chosen to use are leek, and I had some broccoli stems to use up. So I have both of these chopped up and cleaned up in a little bowl. I'm going to use some parsley. I'm going to use the butter, but only for greasing my dish. And then I have one garlic clove, some cubed up pieces of cheese, and then I'm going to do salt, pepper, oregano, and paprika as my seasoning, and I'm going to be sauteing my vegetables in a little bit of olive oil. Now I am going to be making enough for 2 people, so feel free to adjust if you need to. I do recommend a glass baking dish only so you can see, you know, the bottom and how the sides are cooking up, but I don't have that right now. So right now I'm just kind of greasing the dish that I'm going to be using. I'm making enough for 2 people, and then we're just gonna have like some salad on the side. So to my pan over medium heat, I have some olive oil that's heating up, and I'm just gonna start first by sauteing my vegetables, and then I'm gonna add some garlic, a small pinch of salt, as well as a little pepper. So you do want to soften this up and have them cook down. And then in the meantime, I'll just kind of prepare my egg and milk mixture. So I'm going to be using 2 eggs. And then to my egg, I'm going to add some milk. I'm probably going to do a cup, maybe a little bit over. This is what your bread is going to be soaking in. So, you know, you do want to have enough liquid. And if you need to, you can also add a little bit of water. You can use heavy cream, you can use half and half, but I have 2%. To this, I'm going to add salt and pepper. And you do want to season it because, you know, your bread is going to be baking in this. I like a lot of pepper. And then I'm going to be doing paprika because it gives a nice color and I do like the flavor. And I'm also going to add a bit of oregano. And then just whisk this up and set it aside. I've gone ahead and added my garlic because I, do want this to cook as well. I don't want a raw garlic taste. So I'm going to let this kind of saute for another couple of minutes. But this is nice. This is what you kind of want to look for. I have my dried pieces of bread. I'm going to, I am going to add just a touch of water, maybe a couple teaspoons. Then you're going to pour this mixture over your bread and let it soak for a bit. Actually, to this, I'm going to add the cheese also in the meantime. Might as well. my parsley. And you're gonna want this to soak, I'm gonna say maybe 5 minutes. And then you'll add your vegetables and put it in your baking dish. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. My bread is actually softening up, which is good. My liquid has been getting absorbed. I'm gonna go ahead and add my Sauté, combine everything, and put it in the oven, which is already preheated. And the other thing that I will be doing once I have this in my baking pan, I'm going to put it on a prepared baking sheet, just in case if there's any like side spillage. I want to spoon the bread in first and then pour whatever excess egg mixture on top, just so that I find it's a little bit better that way. It's not sitting in a pool on the bottom. Okay, much better. And then just go ahead and put everything in here. So this is what I mean, you know, I don't want to cover this. I want this to bake really nice. I want it to get like some crusty bits, but I do line a sheet pan. This is a small sheet pan, just with some foil, just in case anything bubbles over. And then in the meantime, while that is in the oven baking, I'm going to just prepare some fruit and like a side salad, and that will be brunch. I'm just cutting up some papaya here, but one little tip I did want to share with you. I have my main cutting board, and what I do is one side, the side with the grooves, I use for my vegetables or like savory type food, and then when I want to deal with fruit like papaya, watermelon, or whatever, I turn it over and use the other side. This is the flat side. So because nobody likes, you know, a papaya that tastes like garlic, and what tends to happen is because it's wood, it absorbs that flavor. So that's what I do. And then I have a separate one for my meat, raw meat. So this is something that I'm making on the side, just kind of like a palate cleanser, salad, you know, side dish. I thought I had enough arugula, but it was kind of not as good as I wanted. So I salvaged whatever I could. I have some cucumber, radish, and then I added some whole parsley leaves just to make up for the lack of arugula leaf, and then I made a little bit of a mustard vinaigrette. I'm going to toss that all together and add some sliced avocado on the side as well. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I waited until it gets golden brown. It'll be a bit like souffle-like, because the egg helps everything kind of puff up. So I'm going to let this cool slightly, and then we are going to eat. And just to show you how this all kind of came together, we have our salad of arugula, cucumber, radish, some avocado on the side, and mustard dressing. We have the savory bread pudding, basically, and some papaya for our fruit or / dessert. I don't have any baked goods this morning, but this is brunch for two. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will have some notes in the description box, not necessarily a formal recipe, but some recommendations that you can follow. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.